everyone and welcome back to Enjoy English with Fatima's channel. Today we're diving into an important aspect of English grammar, transforming active sentences into passive ones. Understanding this concept can greatly enhance your writing and speaking skills, so let's get right into it. What active and passive voice? Just a little think. Active and passive voice are two types of grammatical voices in English. In the active voice, the subject of the sentence performs the action. In other words, the subject is the agent. For example, the dog chased the cat. Here, the dog is the subject and is performing the action of chasing. In the passive voice, the subject receives the action of the verb. In other words, the subject is being acted upon. A good illustration for this: the cat was chased by the dog. Here, the cat is the subject, but it's receiving the action of being chased. Just a little think. Why should we care about converting active to passive? You might ask, why bother learning how to convert active sentences to passive? Well, there are several reasons. Number one, emphasis. The passive voice allows you to emphasize the action of the receiver of the action rather than the doer. Number two, anonymity. When you don't want to or can't mention the doer of the action, the passive voice is useful. And number three, variety. Using the passive voice can add variety to your writing and prevent it from becoming monotonous. How about rules? Rules for converting active to passive voice. There are a few steps. Number one, identify the subject, verb, and object in the active sentence. Then, swap the subject and object. The object of the active sentence becomes the subject of the passive sentence. Pay attention a little. Number three, add the appropriate form of to be. Use the verb to be in the same tense as the main verb in the active sentence. The next step, use the past participle of the main verb. Change the main verb into its past participle form. Then, of course, it's optional. We can add by. If you want to mention the doer of the action, use the preposition by before the subject of the active sentence. For example, we can talk these examples. Rita wrote a letter. In this sentence, Rita is subject, wrote is verb, a letter is object. How we can change it? A letter was written by Rita. How about this example? He cooks food. Of course, he is subject, cooks is verb, and food is object. Yes? How we can turn it? Food is cooked by him is the correct passive sentence. How about this example? Surya painted the wall yesterday. Of course, Surya is subject, painted is a verb, and the wall is object. The wall was painted yesterday is the correct form. Actually, pay attention. In some cases, the subject is unstated, so you would need to infer it from the context. Okay? How about types of passive voice? Just a deeper dive, huh? Now, let's explore the different types of passive voice and see how each one works and when to use them. Number one, simple passive. This is the most basic form of the passive voice. It's used to express an action that happens in the past, present, or future without emphasizing the continuity or completion of the action. How about the structure? Form of to be. Am is are for present, was or were for past, will be for future, and after that, of course, we have past participle of the main verb. Let's talk about these examples. The book is read by many people. Just pay attention to this verb. Read is the main verb. Read is the past form. Read is past participle of read. The house was built in 1950. The letter will be sent tomorrow. There are some good examples. Let's talk about continuous passive. This type of passive voice is used to emphasize an ongoing action. It shows that an action was or is in progress at a specific time. Of course, we have verb to be in continuous form. Is being and being are being for present, was being or were being for past, and then we have past participle. For example, the room is being cleaned right now. The road was being repaired when I drove by. How about perfect passive? This is used to show an action that has been completed at some unspecified time in the past. The emphasis is on the completion of the action, not the exact time it occurred. How about the structure? Verb to be in perfect form. Has been or have been for present, had been for past. Then we have past participle. A good illustration, the work has been completed. How about conditional passive? Used to express a hypothetical or possible action in the future or in a hypothetical situation. How about structure? Conditional auxiliary verb, would be, could be, should be, might be. After that, past participle of the main verb. For instance, the problem could be solved if we had more resources. Or the mistake would have been avoided if you had been more careful. How about modal passive? Modal verbs can, must, should, might, or etc. are used to express necessity, possibility, permission, or ability in the passive voice. Of course, about structure, we have this structure. Modal verb plus be plus past participle of the main verb. There are some of the good examples. The rules must be followed. The door can be opened with this key. How about exercises? Now that we've covered the rules, let's do some exercises to test our understanding. Convert these active sentences into passive sentences and then write the answers in the comment. Of course, after that, I can correct your answers. My mother made a cake yesterday. The police have arrested the thief. Did she do her duty? Or number 4, scientists have discovered traces of ice on the surface of Mars. And that's how you can convert active sentences into passive ones. I hope this tutorial has been helpful for you. Remember, practice is key to mastering any grammar skill. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below if you have any questions. See you next time.